Hello, welcome to Cannabis is Not the Answer. My name is Kias, and today's video is about being authentic and how not being authentic can lead to a lot of the things we call depression and low self-worth and just a miserable life where you basically are chasing something that is not yours to begin with. So I've had a couple of clients over the years who have really felt bad because they were different than the others, and some of them thought that what would be the best thing to do is to try to somehow to fit in. How can I do this? How can I let go of my weird ideas so other people will like me, and I will have better relationships in my life and all these kind of things. But how I see it, the most important thing is to be authentic, because when you are authentic and you live from that plateau in your life, basically everything around you will basically change and will reflect that authenticity. But because we don't do that now and have been taught from a very young age not to just to express who we truly are, our life reflect that imbalance, so to speak. So the thing is, by being authentic, you don't, because is usually the fear of people that, but if I'm just being authentic all the time, what about these people and what about this situation, all these kind of things, and people are afraid that they will lose relationships. But as I see it, when you are authentic, you don't lose people by being authentic. You get rid of them. And it may sound harsh, but everyone who is in your life based upon a lie or upon a reflection of you that is not true is not really serving you, and it is holding you in a place where it's more difficult to you to be authentic. Because when you are authentic, all of a sudden all kinds of other people will come into your life, and there'll be other solutions will all of a sudden come, because this is the vibration of who you truly are. But when we are holding on to a lot of these patterns that, a lot of them are from a really, really young age, from when we are, maybe just even a couple of months old, when we learn that, if I express myself like this, I don't get the love or the attention of my parents, so I rather do it like this. So this is when we start building up some of this darkness, because we put things aside. And this is really, and shame and all these things will arise from there. And this is really when the imbalance starts, basically. And later on also, like we have, there are these templates throughout our life that for a lot of us, society has tried to push us through. Like boys don't cry, or girls don't show too much of their opinion. The positive thing, these things are changing a lot, and maybe even if young people watch this video, they'll think, is that so? But if you are like just from the 80s or 70s or something, like that that some of these templates are there. So if you then hide your emotions, or you hide your aggressions and all these kind of things, these imbalances then turn into our call it personalities, because they then become some sort of mask. Person is Greek persona, and means mask. So we are living through these kind of ways to look at the world. We are constantly coming from an imbalance. And later on also, like we have things like fashion and pop music and all these kind of things. And these are, they appear so innocent, but I think they are really, really a massive imbalance, because for example, clothing, like the colors we wear or the style. I mean, that is a way that we express ourselves, and we are drawn to various colors. So having people in Paris or New York or Milan or something like this tell us how we are supposed to express ourselves now, I mean, it also a bit falls into the category of like people are also kind of manipulated or on a call it an emotional level, so to speak. But it is just, again, an expression of our way to, you know, interact with the world. And the same with, for example, music. I mean, music, vibrations. This is a way to, you know, bond, so to speak, with the world. Like, there's a reason why we can cry from listening to music, or makes us, you know, aggressive or sad or whatever. So having like pop music, people telling us that, okay, now we're all thinking like this, and now we're doing like that. This is, as I see it, manipulating us on a pretty deep level. So to get out of that, it is somewhat, to a lot of people, a challenge, but it is maybe one of the most rewarding things that we can do to truly connect with who we truly are and live from the inside and out. And this is, as I see it, what is the reason to a lot of, we call it depression, but it's disease overall, because dis-ease, we are out of ease. So we are compensating all the time for life telling us that, oh man, you are out of balance here, you know. And there comes these impulses emotionally, and we can, of course, change those with the stimulants. So we want to feel something else, we take a thing, or we distract ourselves with a certain thing. But also on a physical level, we can have it can also manifest into disease, for example, like, I don't know, like chronic things and all these kind of things. So for example, a depression, this is life knocking, you know, telling us that, okay, buddy, we have gone too much in the opposite direction of what an authentic path would look like. Now, like, we have not expressed ourselves, so now we are, you know, we feeling the symptom of the depression. And this is actually one of the most beautiful, you can say, gifts life can give us if we know how to open it. But if we're doing things like taking all kinds of chemicals and, you know, pharmaceutical medicine to suppress this message, then we are really in for a further imbalance that will lead to other disease. Somehow life will wake us up, and if we don't wake up, we will, you know, get a chronic disease, or some people will commit suicide or something like that. And this is also the reason why, if people ask me for CBD oil against depression, and that's like, I don't want to sell it to them because it can be a help, but if they call me, at least, I will always tell people that the depression is not something you want to get out of. A depression is something you want to go through. So to, you know, stop the deep resistance of life and what life communicates to us, we can, you know, start interacting with basically ourselves again. And that's why when people ask me, you know, how to, you know, connect with myself again, I would suggest something like going out to nature, you know, connect with nature, to take your shoes off, you know, because when you connect to nature, like outer nature, you are in that sense also connecting to your inner nature. And it might even be painful the first couple of times, because you are really, you know, confronted with that imbalance. So, you know, if you cannot stand the pain, then go out here, maybe even drink a beer or smoke a cigarette. It is at least better than doing these things at home. But feel how you feel when you come home. And to come from that level of connection will help you to break out of some of these ways of templates of being. And this is not just, you know, these personality things. It is also culture in general, like culture. Also, like other things, like a way to eat, you know, like vegans, we all do like this, or I'm a carnivore, or, you know, I'm a football fan of this team, and here we do it like this, and we hate those, and, you know, all of these templates that give us a certain kind of ease, because when we feel like it's also up to others, it can, you know, be like but in the end, it is again just a bit like taking a stimulant. It is not really feeling yourself. And the less you do that, the more difficult it becomes for you to respond to things in your life. And how do you get to respond to the things in your life? To get the response ability, it is by taking responsibility to what you truly and deep down feel, and going through whatever pain or fears it might be of what you deep down know is the right thing to do. But we have come to a place now where life is knocking harder and harder and harder and harder. And a lot of things, they don't work anymore. A lot of the old stimulants, or a lot of the old distractions, entertainment, all that, it just doesn't work anymore. So we're trying other things, and at one point the pain of staying the same will get bigger than the pain of change, and at that point there's no other way than to go through that pain and meet ourselves. And this is the greatest meeting or merging that we can have. And I personally think there's a huge difference in getting inspired by other people or to copy them. And that is what I often see with all of this, you know, tradition and like culture in general, that we are copying what other people have done before us or next to us, or because we don't dare to live from that uniqueness. But I think it is time now to, you know, shine our light instead of reflecting the light of others. Because as I see it, this world is so unique. I mean, everything is at its core so unique. I mean, you can take your fingerprint, for example. Your fingerprint is unique in this world. Or your iris, or your tongue, your print of your tongue, or whatever, or your toes, or whatever you can take. Everything is unique. Or every snowflake is unique. Everything in this world is at its core unique. But because there's something, a point where it has snowballed from, so to speak, where we don't dare to live out who we truly are, that we don't live from the inside and out. I used to listen to a lot to rap, and one of my favorite rappers back in the day, Last Emperor, he had a beautiful line that was the song is called Heaven, and it's about he comes to heaven and sees what is going on up there. And one line is, "But peep this, what I saw next left me speechless. In heaven, everyone got the same level of uniqueness." And yeah, I think that's really beautiful. And to live from that. For example, the Danish word to be weird, used in that context, is called han er noget for sig selv, which translated means he's something for himself. And could it be more beautiful that you are something for yourself? You are not something for others. And that's why I believe it is very important to be selfish, not egoistic, but being selfish and, you know, living from the inside and out and making yourself happy. Because when you are living from that place, then you also feel like making everyone around you happy. Like when you have a great day, you even love your haters. Do you have a bad day, you're even annoyed about small children singing in the bus. So to connect with who you truly are and live from that space is, as I see it, a very, very rewarding, a very healing place. And this is how, as I see it, we heal a lot of that, what is going on in ourselves and in the world right now. We get a lot of the darkness that is going on in the world, just a reflection of our own darkness. And that is because we don't dare to see and feel and act how what we truly think and feel. And I've quoted, and I'll probably do it a lot of more times, but Jesus from the Gospel of Thomas, where he says, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. But if you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. So don't live, to satisfy the expectations of others. Because when it comes down to it, we are born alone and we die alone. And a lot of people think this is a disgusting thought, but I think it is really, really liberating, and it really, really motivates me to live for myself. Because when I feel the connection to myself, I feel way more connected to anyone else. And the more I feel connected to myself, the more I feel like doing good for others. But most people, as I see it, have it the other way around. They think they need to do good for others so the world then can validate them, or then they will feel good. But that's having it backwards. Love thyself, love yourself, and act from that, and you will have loads of love to give to the world. And no one has what you need. People might have what you want, but you are the only one who truly has what you need. And the more you get into balance, the more what you need and what you want will become one. And your life becomes so simple. And you know that there is no lack. And you don't need the validation of others. And the more you seek that validation, the more invalid you will feel. So ultimately there is no way home. All the ways lead away from home. So stay home. You have exactly what you need. And there's no one ultimately that is proactively judging you. People are just reflecting your own self-judgment. And that is why it is so important how to, I'll not say learn to love yourself, but to unlearn to fear yourself, unlearn to not love yourself, and really come into that place again where you really allow yourself to be who you truly are. Because you are unique, and there's never been anyone like you, and there'll never come anyone like you again on this planet if you live from that place. And the thing is that you cannot just save the world, but if you are who you truly are, or if you live from that, then you will be the right piece in the puzzle that your world then will reflect, that we together can heal this world, this experience, or make the world reflect our own healing. Thank you very much. See you in another video. Take care. Give care. Peace.